Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Morning to you. Many thanks for staying and joining us here on Adoatv. My name is Reginald Addy, and yesterday the finance minister presented the 2022 mid-year budget and economic policy. 2022, not mid-year. The budget policy and the economic policy for 2022. Well, this morning we're going to go straight into conversations on the several aspects of the budget presentation. And typical amongst them is the road tolls, which have been abolished now. The finance minister indicated this yesterday in the presentation. And as of this morning, the roads ministry has indicated that the scrapping of the road tolls takes effect from 12 a.m. today. So as it stands, no toll booths on our highways. There wouldn't be any collection of tolls on our highways. The police will be there to see to easy flow of traffic in those areas. Before we go into the discussions, let me quickly give you some of the headlines that are in the newspapers. I'll read basically the major headlines. Without the back pages, the daily graphic here: road tolls abolished, all toll booths shuts down with immediate effect on 27. E-levy to fill up revenue gap, one of those concerns that came up yesterday. Budget unresponsive to pressing needs, the minority has said. Now, yellow fever kills 25 in the northern region, and 499 law students grateful to President, says the Attorney General. Now, that's it for the daily graphic. In the Ghanaian Times, the most authoritative newspaper, the big story here again on 2022 budget statement and economic policy: government to spend 137 million Ghana cedis next year, and this is indicated there on the front page. Now, Electrocam embarks on massive environmental conservation project at Songo. So the story on page 10. The budget does not respond to hardship of Ghanaians, says the minority. So there are highlights of the 2022 budgets in the Ghanaian Times. Grab a copy for yourself. Now let's look into the new crusading guide here. A Jinkwa budget to build sustainable entrepreneurs, says the finance minister. Now, court dismisses suit against Akwa family. Now, on the 2022 budget again, says the budget is to create more wealth and jobs. This is by Wazakujo Opoku. And Deputy Lands Minister cautions illegal gold dealers. And that's it for the new crusading guide. Let's look at the daily guide. So sues IGP after dodging courts. The story is on page 6. And the big one here: road toll abolished. So that's for your information. E-levy takes off as Momo hits 500 billion Ghana cedis. Accra contributes 90% of tax revenue. Accra alone contributes 90% of tax revenue. $1 billion development bank, $1 billion development bank license. That's on page 9 of the daily graphic. Let's move to the Daily Statesman. NPA assists Kolebu breast cancer patients with 100,000 Ghana cedis. Now the big one here: 1 billion for young entrepreneurs. 1 billion Ghana cedis for young entrepreneurs. Stories on page 2. As government takes steps to tackle youth unemployment. Now, the budget again. The budget says to outline innovative ways to collect property taxes, and we call that to sound for the Daily Statesman. Now, let's look at the Chronicle. No new tax on fuel. Another one here, budget not responsive to issues affecting Ghanaians. Minority has spoken yesterday. The ranking member of the Parliament's Finance Committee, Dr. Atu Kesel Forson, indicated that joyride for Kaswa Tema commuters as government orders removal of toll booths. And so it's a jolly ride there for you drivers. Akotwampal to journalists, you don't know anything about human rights. You don't know anything about human rights. That's on page 4 of the Chronicle newspaper. And these are the front pages. Grab the copies of these papers and delve into the other stories on the back pages as well. Sincere apologies for late commencement of AM Ghana. Let's go on a quick turnaround. When we come back, we'll be joined in by rest from political parties and we'll speak about some of these matters in the newspapers, specifically on the budget. Do stay tuned.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Yeah, CB makeup now. I'm not correct. What's your best mankasa? That's it. Oh, middle. You captures back on CB makeup sauce. Missy CB makeup sauce and make a yen.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew that, and 1 year packaging I had a pepper.
Wow, what a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada for. Any kwada won you and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man man tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aji edredin kato yato.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
you for staying with us. In case you just joined us, you're watching AM Ghana here on Adoatv Television, and as I indicated, we'll go straight on to the newspaper review segment, and basically going to focus on some aspects of the 2022 budget. I'm joined in by two friends from the leading political parties in the country. Mustafa Nete is a communication rep for the NDC. He is also the, should I say, director of communications for the constituency?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So he is also the director of communications for the NDC in the Zablikuma constituency. Mustafa. Not Zablikuma. Mustafa, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's been ages plus a minute.
Very ages. We are reeling under very hardship economy, and so you have to hide yourself a little and put some things together and put life together. So that is what we are doing, and we are pushing the frontiers of boxing. Like you know, I've been doing boxing a lot, and I do poultry farm as well.
Exactly.
I have a policy underwriter as well, and then so we are there just pushing the frontiers of Ghana's economy to make sure we put it on the right track. That is what we do, you know, at the back.
Right. So that's Mustafa Nete for you. He's a man of many sides. We'll speak about some of the sides perhaps later on in the show. We have Mr. Alex Tete here with us. He's a communication member for the New Patriotic Party. Alex, good morning. How are you doing? Welcome.
Good morning, Reggie. And how are you doing too? And thank you for welcoming me. But you asked 3 questions at a go.
Yeah.
Let me just take the opportunity to greet our cherished viewers and then to greet my brother Mustafa. It's been a while.
Exactly.
A very good morning to you, Mustafa.
Good morning to Alex.
The good people of my constituency are down where I'm coming from. I sent pleasantries to them this morning, and we're looking forward for a great show.
Right. So, Alex Tete for you from the Adoatv constituency in Yawaiba or Motuno, Maone Johnny. All right, so that's Alex Tete. He represents the New Patriotic Party. Now, I want to find out from you, gentlemen. Yesterday, Alex, I met you in Parliament. This shows that your eagle eyes are, all over there and all about. Mustafa, unfortunately, I didn't see you, but I know that you monitored from your home. And let me ask or find out from you, what are your perceptions about the 2022 budget?
Initially, I would say it's a killing budget. It's uninspiring and really going to bring untold hardship to Ghanaians. There are lots of factors that is why I'm saying that it is really a killing budget. It's going to kill Ghanaians already. We are suffering already. There's a lot of hardship in the system. Yesterday, the majority leader capped that and said there's a lot of hardship in the country, and therefore this budget is looking at raking in revenue because seriously, Ghana is broke. Ghana is really broke, and instead of the finance minister coming as to tighten our belts, because there's going to be a number of taxes. He says this is a, what do you call it, the budget? What do you call it, Alex?
Ajinkwa budget.
Ajinkwa.
Yeah, that's right.
I asked the question, where is this Ajinkwa?
To save lives.
Where is it? When already there are a number of, from 2017 to 2021, government have introduced about 15 taxes already on consumer taxes already, which is really reeling people under pressure. Again, we have introduced new taxes. And you remember Baumia said the lazy man approach to revenue collection is introducing taxes. So he described the fee. During Mahama and Mr. Atta administration, there was a fee, tax on transfers at the banks. Fee and not on the amount of transfers. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So if you are transferring maybe 100 million Ghana cedis, the fee that you pay tax on them, not the amount itself. But now we are going to go into serious era of taxes. Governments have introduced 2 new heavy taxes, 3 in 1. I call it Baumia taxes. The e-taxes, Baumia taxes. Now, we are going to pay 1.75 on Momo transfers. So already Momo transfers that we are paying about 1 cedi for 100 Ghana, you are going to pay 2.75 already on that.
That's less. That's if there is a cap. The 1.75% applies to a monthly accruement or transaction of 3,000 Ghana cedis. So perhaps if you want to calculate it by a month, 100 cedis a day times 30 days in a month.
Let me tell you this. You see, all transactions are not done in accumulation.
That is it. That is why I said if you want to put it that way, perhaps 100 cedis a day times 30. Times 30 days.
Transactions, you see, taxes are not, it is only corporate taxes that are taken at the end of the month. Okay, but consumer taxes are, you pay as you go. You understand? So it is a misleading explanation that they have given. So any transactions you do, you pay.
That's the fee that is already existing.
Of course, there's a fee of 1% which has been, charged already. But now, government is going to charge 1.75 in addition to the 1%. And that is not that one alone. Government is also charging 1.75 for all bank transfers, e-transfers. So this is not the nuisance tax that they were talking about, which you pay on fees. The tax is on fees, but this one, the tax is on the money you transfer. So assuming you are doing business outside Ghana, and you have to transfer money to buy commodities so that it goes through the port, and we'll come to the benchmark values. It goes through the port, and you are sending about $100 million. It means that you are going to pay $1.75 million in taxes alone, and these are serious. Apart from that, there's another tax, which is the remittance tax. That is also about 1.75, not about 1.75% on remittance tax alone. And this is what we are talking about.
So all of this encompass the e-tax, doesn't it?
All of it, they are component in the e-tax. So
certainly.
Yes. So the e-tax is just one e-tax, but these are components.
Exactly.
So assuming
it shows the categories where the e-tax applies. So it applies to the sender, and in some cases, the recipient whose reception is beyond that 3,000.
Yes.
Cap. So maybe you want to break it down, but it doesn't mean that there are three. It encompasses a whole.
No.
That's why they said money transactions. E-money transactions.
What is e-money transactions? What is e-money?
Electronic
Thank
money
you.
transactions.
So what is electronic money transaction? That's why I was telling you that these are components. They are different components. So on each component, on each component. So assuming you are only doing Momo, how much do you pay on Momo transfers?
So that Momo is just one aspect
of course.
E-commerce.
Thank you. E-tax.
E-transaction.
And so if you are doing bank transfer, standalone, how much do you pay on your transaction?
That's alone.
1.75.
Right.
Again, if you, assuming you are going to do your masters, like I know you'll be venturing very soon, and you have a friend who is going to sponsor you to do your masters. So maybe a year is costing you about 30,000 Ghana cedis. So your friend says, look, I'm going to sponsor you. I'll send money from abroad. The moment the money hits your account or goes to the money transfers, Vigo or whatever, they take 1.75 out of it. You understand? Now, if it hits your world remit, then that is double tax for you. You pay 1.75 for the remittance, and then if it is on your Momo account, if you have to do Momo transfers, you also pay 1.75 on that amount as well. So this is what we are going to see in 2022. Look, already.
All right. So Mustafa, let's hold on. We'll jump into those categories properly so that you can expatiate on that. I just wanted to find out your views, and certainly you have a lot of concerns on the budget. Let me speak to your colleague here. Alex, so you were there yesterday. I didn't see you smiling so much. Why? What was going on in your mind?
Well,
or the smiles were digital.
He was not smiling because, the normal... Let me help him.
He has not asked for your help.
It is not supposed to be a place that you'll be smiling and what have you. I mean, maybe you weren't watching me very well.
Yes, that's why I said maybe the smiles were digital.
Yeah, you weren't watching me because I was highly elated. I was highly excited about the presentation and how things went on over there. Indeed, we tag this budget as Ajinkwa because we are coming from recovering from the COVID pandemic, and it is important that just as the COVID has affected every country in this world, Ghana not being an exception, we are also recovering, and then we have put in modalities, plans in order to recover fully from the COVID effects, so that at the end of the day, Ghanaians are going to benefit from those plans and programs that we have put in place. So indeed, the budget, as was presented by the finance minister, was very, very good. And I think that it is a budget that Ghanaians will be looking forward into implementing, will be looking forward in benefiting from it, because several things have been highlighted in the budget. This is a budget that people were expecting, that a lot of taxes were going to be imposed on the good people of Ghana. But nevertheless, rather 5 taxes were taken away from the budget that was presented in, with the introduction of just one tax.
Which taxes, apart from the the obvious road tolls, which is
there was a mineral export tax that was there. It has been removed. There were 5 taxes. I'll just check them and give to you. 5 taxes were removed from. It was only one tax that has been introduced, and that one even, I think that it is a tax.
So whilst a tax has been introduced, let's also bear in mind that some category of persons or group of people who were exempted from paying certain taxes have now been removed from the exemption list, meaning that they are now going to pay taxes.
Reginald, do you know what?
So to them, it's a new tax.
Yes. Do you know what? Ghanaians will be saying that the tax burden is only on the few people, those who are working in the formal sector alone. That is when it comes to the payment of direct tax.
Yes.
It is only those who are working in the formal sector alone that are paying those taxes. The rest in the non-formal sector hardly pay tax. They hardly pay the direct tax and what have you. So it is in the wisdom of government that at the end of the day, we should broaden the tax base so that it will capture a lot of people, so it will reduce the burden on those who without were just few paying the taxes. At the end of the day, we all know that the only revenue for government in order to execute its projects and programs is through taxes and through loans that it accumulates from the outside world. So if we are all agreeing that taking loan is not the best option for us, then I think that the best option for us is for us to broaden the tax base, so that at the end of the day, it will bring in a lot of people to pay tax. Because look, there are a lot of people in this country who are in the informal sector that makes a lot of money, more than those working in the formal sector, but they never pay taxes in terms of direct taxes. And therefore, if the government, in its wisdom, is trying to encompass all of them, bring them together, so that burden will be reduced at the end of the day, so that at the end of the day, we are going to see the effect it's going to have on them. I think it's well good and in order. So my people at the other side of the divide, I don't think that they will have anything good to say about this budget, because definitely, even if today we should say, even if today we should say that during this Nanado's time, Jesus Christ is coming to visit, or Muhammad is coming to visit Nanado, they will object it. They will say, no, it is not the best time for Jesus or Muhammad to come and visit Ghana around this time. So for me, they coming up with a whole lot of this thing, and it is part of the opposition. They should keep us on our toes. And I think that the good people of Ghana know very well that indeed the plans of the NDC, of the MPP, are far rich and better than that of the NDC. And never again would they give the chance to come and govern this.
Well, I see. Now, Mustafa, so initially you wanted to help your colleague. I don't know if he still agrees. Do you want to hear what?
Yes. You see, I said he was not smiling.
As for smiling, it is an option. So I don't know how you help somebody who you were not even there. That I wasn't smiling because of something.
You see. What the cameras?
I just spoke.
What the cameras do for us? What the cameras do for us, if you are not at the premise of the event, is that it captures things you may not see. So I see more than you do. In fact, the pomp and pageantry and then the diplomatic corps that accompany the budgets all the time was absent this time. You couldn't see it.
Yeah, because of the COVID.
Oh, it's not because of the COVID.
It's because of the COVID.
Look. let me tell you something.
Because of the COVID.
Today,
Well, we
today
couldn't
in
see-
Parliament,
we couldn't
today,
see all of that,
yes,
certainly.
today in Parliament, everybody has taken the shot. You understand? And now, if you compare the COVID situation in Africa and in abroad, you realize that most of the institutions and even at the football fields, they are not putting on the nose mask any longer. So the effect of COVID is dying. So let's not rehash it that COVID is doing anything. In fact, I wanted to ask him, what was the impact of COVID to the Ghanaian economy? I want to ask, what was the impact of COVID to the Ghanaian economy? Because they are hinging the plummeting of our economy on the COVID. So they should be able to tell us what was the impact of COVID to the Ghanaian economy.
That was stated in the budget.
No, I want to ask him.
But during
the
COVID,
look,
we all know what transpired because people sat in homes without going to work and they were paid by government.
The lockdown,
those are effects,
the lockdown,
negative effects that it will have on the economy.
Thank
You
you.
go to the banks. You go
thank
to the
you.
hotels.
I'm
You
sure
go to the.
Mustafa is aware of all
He's
of
aware
these
of these things. I
No,
mean,
Mustafa,
it's saying
you are aware.
it's only trying
you are
to
aware.
diabolic as they used to be.
let me tell you
It is-
let me tell you exactly what destroyed, what plummeted our economy. You remember somewhere 2019, Dr. Baumia who held a town hall meeting at the Physicians and Surgeons Hall.
Yes.
I think in 2019 April, and he said that look, our ports are not competitive any longer, and that people are rather siphoning goods and services out of our ports, and our port has become unattractive any longer, and therefore they are introducing a new policy by having between 30 and 50% off the benchmark values. You understand? So that is it. 2019, Abosokan people were jubilating. Everybody was jubilating. In fact, I was quiet and was looking at what will happen because, look, third-year economics in Legon will tell you that most of Ghana's revenue, even though the backbone of Ghana's economy was from agrarian, but it has moved from the agrarian to service sector. Now, most of our revenue collection comes from the port. And GRA always set their revenue target not on corporate taxes and all of that, but most of it comes from the port. So if you are having, you are reducing the benchmark rate. I hope you understand the benchmark for the purposes of this discussion. Benchmark simply means that all of us are business people. We import. Maybe you import flour, I import flour, Alex also import flour. But you do your business from China. He does this from Europe and I from America. So we have different prices. Some also deliberately underprice their commodities so that they can beat the import charges at the port. So what government has done is that, or customs and GRA has done is that we have a specific value for commodity. So that's the benchmark price.
Right.
Now, Dr. Baumia, through the town hall meeting, said, look, I am going to give 30% to 50% on selected items of commodities.
Percent reduction.
On selected items of commodities, and the codes are here on the harmonized code. Look, if you permit me, we'll go into it.
I mean,
time.
Yeah.
We need to have a proper time to look at the economy and all these things. So what happened is that, if you permit me, I'll read some quotes from the GRA. And they say that, look, the CIF for the last quarter projections is 3.9 billion with an expected revenue of 1.56 billion. Revenue loss in 2020. So when the policy was introduced, we never, like Dr. Baumia projected, that we were going to, because the ports are not competitive, people are moving businesses away from our port. And therefore, when the reduction is occasioned, we are going to see a lot of businesses at the port. In fact, this is what happened. Revenue loss in 2020 for last quarter due to the discount policy that we are talking about, is 478.6 million implemented from the first quarter of 2021.
So that was just the first quarter alone.
Yes, first quarter alone.
Which is almost synonymous to the previous year's yearly accumulation.
Yes,
it's a good move.
No, we lost that.
We lost. Oh,
we lost those revenues.
I see.
Those revenues would have accrued to us, and you can imagine what 4,700,6 million can do for our economy. And this is only one quarter alone. Because of this, we are not able to service our debts. Bear in mind, by 2017, Ghana's both domestic and foreign debts are around 120 billion. As we speak, Dr. Baumia and the MPP has added about, according to the finance minister, the Ghana's debt, public debts, both domestic and external, stands at 341.76 billion. You understand? It means that from 2017, 5 years alone, we have added about 221 billion to the public debts. And if you are losing revenue at the ports, how do you service your debts? And that is why we are going to pay more taxes this year. Look, it is not the e-taxes alone. So all the agencies, let me conclude on this one.
All right, quickly.
All the agencies, so if you are going to register your business, it has been increased by 30%. You are going to pay more. DVLA, if you are going to pay for your DVLA, it has been increased and you are going to pay more. If you are going for this AMA charges, all of it, all the government agencies have been increased by 30%, and that is what we are going to pay because of reckless and toying with our economy. Only one quarter, we're losing about 400 million, almost 500 million Ghana cedis. This is where we are.
So this is a reason why the budget indicated that the same benchmark value is going to be reviewed. Now, as it stands now, I believe that...
Let me correct that. If it says they were going to be reviewed, the policy was 30 to 50%. Okay? So, they are reviewing the policy to its original state. In fact, let me
also correct you. It has not been stated that they are going to review to its original state.
Oh, that is
review is subject to several terms.
No. This is a letter. I'm coming.
A review. Where is this letter coming from? When was it posted?
Oh, it is here. You can check it. It is November 12th by the GRA. Oh, this year, 2021. Just this month.
By the GRA.
Right.
So
let me put it in.
Find where it says that they are going to review to original state.
So it is here. Let me read it to you. Let me read it to you. Let's finish this argument. Let me give him 1 minute. No, you ask a question. So let me answer. Let me please answer. You see, we have proposed that the changing trends of implementing the discounts, and this is the letter. It is a letter to the Minister of Finance from GRA.
Let's go.
It said, we have proposed that the changing trends of implementing the discount policy are impacting negatively on the mobilization of revenue to the states. A review of the agricultural and projected installed production capacity of a number of agricultural and manufactured products should be exempted from the policy. In view of this, economic management proposed changes to the icons. You know the icons? Yes. Developers, and you see,
you haven't really stated.
You see,
this doesn't really go in tandem with the 50% benchmark.
No, it is the review of the 50%.
So it's a proposal.
No, it is not a proposal.
They proposed. That's what you said. That's what you read in the letter.
I am telling you.
Hold on.
We shouldn't
pass that letter on to me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We shouldn't
pass it on to me.
You are holding a document.
Let's go.
And in quoting from the document, you read verbatim that it is a proposal from GRA.
No, but
to the
please,
GRA proposed.
proposal
this
from
is what the
GRA
finance minister
to
has
finance
come
ministry.
out with.
And
there's going to
even
be a
in that
review.
proposal, even in that proposal, there's no any indication that there's going to be a reversal to the old way of doing things. There's
Not
no
reversal. Now let's
I
get
mean,
this clear.
you see,
No, it is. I am saying look. You simply don't understand.
We are
Look,
doing this.
I have an abridged version of the budget here.
For me,
Okay. Yes, and what it says is that
Hold on.
what it says is that
Mustafa,
if you say it is review,
you had a chance.
review
You had
on
a
the
chance.
policy
A review
as it stands now.
Certainly, and it is the policy that brings about the 50% benchmark value, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes,
the
of course.
policy. So if there is going to be a review, you cannot be definite. And what you just
No,
read,
but I'm telling you,
Mustafa, what you just read is a proposal. Let's put that aside.
This is
now,
a
Alex,
letter.
It's your time. Alex, it's your time.
let us
Okay.
stop this
Alex, before you continue.
conjecture and then manufacturing of things which in reality are not so.
Oh, you
it
call
is
this
very
manufacturing
He didn't say
conjecture?
reversal. He says review.
Yes.
But the reality of the benchmark thing that he was talking about is that, look, yes, there was a policy to that effect.
Yes.
And today, through the extensive consultation of the Ministry of Finance and other stakeholders within that space, it has been resolved, or it has been agreed, that indeed that kind of policy is killing the local industry. You understand? Where you give
how is the 50% benchmark value killing the local industry?
You see, when
Alex,
when anybody wants to import something into this country,
how is that killing the local industry?
in the local industry, because there are factories in this country who are equally manufacturing whatever they are importing from other states and other countries into this nation. And for that matter, if you are giving them that chance by giving them a 50% or 30%, and they bring those items to you, they are going to sell it at a cheaper rate, comparing to the local industry where they are also producing using state resources, and they are also producing. It means that
it applies to importation but not manufacturing. So
you see,
so what I'm saying, listen,
you see,
yes,
when it comes to your
yes,
time,
so that is what I'm saying. So that is what I'm saying. So that the argument of the AGI,
Alex,
the Association of Ghana Industry,
when you say that the 50% benchmark value was killing local industries, I would really start to agree with you, because it is from the same industry players that we heard from. That, I mean, they agitated severally so much about the intended or the rumors about the scrapping off of the 50% benchmark value and about 25% for vehicles. We spoke to a couple of automobile traders who indicated, they told us plainly, and it goes in tandem with the fuel price increments, that people are no longer buying even a Corolla. People are buying these small cars because of some of these challenges, and they have indicated that if that 50% to 25% benchmark value is scrapped off, they were going to increase the prices of those commodities. So I don't think that they were dying. If they were dying, they wouldn't appeal for that said rumor.
within appeal. I mean,
They operate within the same industry,
you see,
Alex.
the AGI, the Association of Ghana Industries, that is factories, industries that are in Ghana and are manufacturing. They are competing with you, assuming you have an industry that you are producing gari.
If they will complain, on market share.
You are manufacturing gari.
50% benchmark.
That is it. Because look, if there is that remittance is given to you, that 50% is given to you. What it means is that when you import something,
speaking for them, or you are speaking from a letter that they came out.
I am saying what informed the decision in order to remove that benchmark. That is what I'm speaking to.
No, nobody has said that it is going to be removed. Says that it's in the budget. If you have a copy of it, we can go through. It says that there is going to be a review. I'm paraphrasing, but the red is a review.
Yes.
Now let us also establish that a review may mean an increment. A review may mean a decrement. A review may also mean a total scrapping as well. It depends on the findings of the review.
The details.
So let's not be definite.
The details are in the budget.
You want me to wait for you?
The essence of it is that, look, at the end of the day, whatever is coming from the outside, when we are importing something into this country, that benchmark value is going to affect it. So that the government will give you that 50%, and then you bring that in over here. So when you want to sell it, I mean, it should be reflective of that policy that 50% has been cut off from it. Okay. If you want to sell it. So if you have industries which are also producing the same kind of thing, that you are importing into the country, you are going to compete with them in the same market. And at the end of the day, if you, by bringing the thing into the country, the government has given you that 50% benchmark, and so you brought it at a cheaper rate. What it means is that the one who is producing the same thing in the country is going to produce it at a higher rate, so that if you go to the market space to go and sell, you are going to sell it at a more cheaper rate,
Alex,
which will eventually be killing the local industry, because their produce are not going to be bought.
That is not true.
Then again,
Alex, that is not true. Now, I'm listening to the analysis you are making, and it bothers me because, Alex, I mean, you look at the local industry, for instance, and you ask yourself, how many industries are empowered to produce to maximum capacity such that there would be no shortages, or perhaps there would be surpluses? Now, hold on.
To me.
So these imports usually come in to supplement where we may be lacking. It may not necessarily mean competition, would it?
It is. It is. What it means is that
you are failing to get it.
Reginald,
the policy
Reginald,
here is that
I have stayed on the fence for some time.
You
see, this discussion is not.
The policy here is that
we are talking about benchmark values for selected items.
Yes,
good.
And the discussion.
Now,
listen,
hold on. You will come in when you are invited.
Now, what the policy seeks to do is that in the review, they are going to select those items that we cannot produce in this country, which we don't have the capacity to produce. That the benchmark value is going to affect it still.
So you are aware of the consequence of the review already?
I mean, it is ongoing. It is ongoing. So they are going to be select certain products that we cannot produce in this country very well, so that the benchmark value is going to affect them. Those that we are able to produce adequately in the country, then it's not going to affect them.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, the local industry will be be promoted, so that they can be able to produce and will be able to get a lot of people joining in, because we are talking about unemployment in the country. So that if you are able to empower the local industry for them to be producing at maximum capacity, it is going to employ more people into it, and then we are going to benefit. More taxes will be paid, and we are going to benefit from it. So, it is just the wisest thing to do at this moment in time.
Right. Well, thank you, Alex. Mustafa, your concerns are huge. Now, I don't know what else you want to say about this benchmark value. But what I'm expecting you guys...
Let me quote
I am not done. What I'm expecting you guys to share with us in this discussion is the consequences of what a review might come out with. Now, it is established that currently, with the current benchmark value, we are losing so much. And the write-up or the letter that you read from GRA also indicates how much we are losing as a country. You cited ICOMs amongst other things. This means that a review of an increment in the benchmark value is certainly going to rid the country of some income. Now, let's ask ourselves, or let's perhaps speak on what a review that would mean a decrement in a decrease in the benchmark value is going to mean. A reduction from 50% maybe to 30% or 25%. What is it going to do to the country? And perhaps when it's capped off totally, what is this going to mean for the country as well?
Yes, that's a very good question. Reginald, you see, in economic terms, if we are losing revenue, and you say, okay, this is a policy which is making me lose revenue, and therefore I'm going to review. It doesn't mean that you are going to make it 60% if it is 50%. You are going to take it off or lower the percentage. Right. You understand? And that is why I seek to tell you that because we cannot even service our debts, this review is going to be reversed. Now, budgets are the 2022 budgets. It's a budget for 2022. How much government is going to spend? And look, all budgets have three components. One, taxes. You want to look at taxes. You want to look at development. You want to look at job. You want to look at the impact of the implementation of your taxes on the standard of living. So these are the things. Now, I am saying to you that the benchmark values on the selected items, which are about 42 of them. You have aluminium products. So do we produce aluminium products over here? No.
We do.
We do some.
not-
No, I'll give you the percentages.
Yes.
You see, the reason
But
why I said,
unless
look,
we can argue this out, because when you look at the percentages, we
because
don't have it.
I
don't have it. So
do we electrical machinery and equipment parts? Do we do that?
you go on.
Explosives? Do we do that?
Mustafa, go.
Arms and ammunitions, headgear, leather articles of leather, animal products, dairy products, toffees and chewing gums, all mining items using and the harmonized codes are here. I wish we should have enough time to discuss this thing in details. How much is going to affect the common man? Simply, you understand, because already the city is losing its grounds against the dollar. The dollar is now quoted at 6.35. It means that the reversal of
Everybody come with their
check the
it's
Bank of Ghana.
6.17. 6.17. I check this all the time because I also transact some,
in the market.
But hey, Mustafa, Mustafa, let's continue.
All right. So let's move on. So we are looking at clinker, Portland cement.
Let's not go to.
And so thank you. So it is not the fact that it is in competition with the local markets, because
that's why I established that thing. That
No,
you look at the capacity that we are producing before you speak about competition. All right. So
you see, so the policy direction for the 30 to 50% reduction on the benchmark delivery values are misplaced, because these are going to help people import a lot of products into our country. And those monies are going to sit in some people's pockets.
So it means that a reduction may perhaps lead to maybe collapsing our local industries that are at least producing a bit of some of these things.
So, yes, a reduction, like as we have it today. You understand? That is why we are losing revenues. We were advised that, look, these things are going to cripple the economy, and that we should not even do that. But it was populist, and people were all over jumping, and this is where it has plummeted our economy. Now, he was talking about the fact that competition. Have you heard about Guterres press conference? Do you know what they said? In fact, they are saying that if the 20 to 50% delivery benchmark values are taking off, they are going to pass that increment to the consumer, which is going to occasion an increase in prices of goods for about between 25 and 30%. So you go to buy toilet roll, which is about 20 cedis now. You buy it at
which toilet roll do you use?
I mean
you mean the
okay. 20 cedis now. You buy it at 20 cedi, 25 cedis. You understand? These are what we are talking about. In fact, it's going to bring an untold hardship. I was expecting, that recently also the Auditor General report is talking about malfeasances in public application of funds. And it has moved from 700 million to about 12 billion. So if we can plug the loopholes, we can rake in 12 billion into our revenue expenditure. You understand? So if we are looking at taxes alone, like Dr. Baumia has said in his past press conferences and all, has said that, look, introducing new taxes is a lazy man's approach to revenue collection. Why have we abandoned the campaign mantra that we are going to move away from taxation to production? You understand? So this budget actually is not going to help anybody. You and I are going to suffer out of it. And I am only advising Alex that we should not play politics with this. We shouldn't at all, because bread is going to go up. Every single look. Now the consumer taxes, all of it are going up. Check VAT. VAT is also going up. This is where we are going as a country. And me, I have not seen a budget like this before. We are looking at 2022 alone, raising 15 billion out of the e-tax alone. And other taxes, 55 billion, about 80 billion. I don't know what went into this. Look, already, this year, 2021 budget, they targeted 8% of inflation. Now we have hit 11%. Yes. It is going. And if you introduce these taxes, AGI Guta is warning you that if you do this, we are going to give it to the consumer to pay. What do you think will happen? Inflation will go up. More money will chase few goods. Things are going to be expensive. And we keep telling the MPP and everybody that, look, in as much as all of us agree that they have run down the economy, let's take it gradually. I will tell you again, just do your normal.
Let's sum up on.
Just do your normal research on the internet. People who have introduced the e-taxes, Spain, they introduced e-taxes, I think around 2019, thereabout, 2018, 2019. They lost internet penetration and e-economic by 500 million euros.
We will speak about that. We will speak about. Let's
I am only advising that Alex should send a warning to their people that in their haste. Let me conclude on this. In their haste to rake in so much money to pay for debts and to do other things, we should measure the hardship which is going to be on the common Ghanaian.
Right. Yesterday, after the budget presentation, the ranking member on Parliament's Finance Committee, Dr. Kesela Tuforsen from the NDC side, he said that, okay, that's not him. Afenyo Makin rather spoke after him. And he says that the NDC doesn't have any better alternative. Now, briefly, if you would advise or prove an alternative to a review on the 50% benchmark value, what would it be?
Oh, the 50% benchmark. Oh, you see, I've already said.
Let's be brief on that.
Yeah, I've already said that instead of us going back or a review of the 50% benchmark, what we would have done is to concentrate on the exchange rate to make sure we tighten the exchange rate, because it is the exchange rate which is used to calculate the odd duties. You understand? And then, if we had concentrated on that and maintained that, we would have had, we would have not lost about 500 million Ghana cedis. Okay. Again, okay. we would have made sure we have shored up the currency so that we will not lose this much. Right. Now, our proposal, one last proposal. Our proposal that we have been saying to government is that, and I am proposing this. You see, Dr. Akoto say, the Agric Minister, told us that we have invested about, I've forgotten the figure, about 100 million plus in planting for food and jobs. Okay. The value no, I'm the reason I'm not quoting. Okay. Listen. Okay. I'm not quoting verbatim. I'm saying in the region of 100 million Ghana cedis on planting for food and jobs. I am asking, is it for free? Because they gave fertilizers and all of that. All the inputs went into it. Jobs were created. What is the output? What is the output? What is government?
So these are questions that we'll be asking now. Remember, both of us. All of us. Let's remember that last year some taxes were introduced. However, the finance minister did not give accounts on what yields those taxes have brought about. So we're talking about the Ebola tax, COVID-19 tax, and what have you. And this same COVID-19 thing,
stabilization,
the stabilization and all that. We've asked severally, where is the accounts for the COVID-19 fund, and it has not been presented. Let's put that one aside. Alex, now, you have a lot of rebuttals to some of the
it is important to note over here that my brother, when he sat over here, he is now commending government for maintaining the benchmark value, which was actually not introduced by them. This is a policy that was introduced by the MPP.
Which one?
I mean, the benchmark value of the 50 and 30.
No, it is a policy. Look,
hold on.
it is a policy. No, let's get it right.
You said rightfully that.
Why are you doing this thing? Why are you doing this thing?
No,
you want to disrupt the show.
I am no. I guess don't quote me wrongly. No, don't quote me wrongly. You have to. No, you have to quote me to be in perspective.
No, put it
No,
down.
put one down.
Guys,
Put one down.
You put it whatever
Guys,
your
hold on.
comment, your
No, he's misquoting, so you tell him.
Is that what you just said? You said so. So at the time that benchmark value was introduced, they had problems with it. Today, the same people who had problems with them when we want to review it, they are having problem with it. So in effect, there is nothing that I believe strongly that the MPP will do that the NDC will never have problem with it. It is normal. This is politics as usual that they are doing.
Did you hear
But that notwithstanding, I think we'll move forward. Ghana as a state.
Are his concerns about
his concerns are not. I mean, we are talking about
they are not genuine.
a policy that is going to empower our local industries in order to
Which one?
Which
policy?
Mustafa.
I'm only asking.
Mustafa,
in order that will create more employment in this country, so that our teeming youth who today, when they were in power, that they left them over 4 or 5 years without giving them any job opportunity, without getting them into job opportunity, our teeming youth will be able to get adequate places to enter into. And today he's sitting over here and talking about that. I mean, they are just group saying, but that notwithstanding, I think that the policies that the government has introduced in this budget should be something that we should all be applauding the government for. Now, what are some of these things that we are talking about? Now, this toll tax.
We'll talk about that. Let's finish on the benchmark value thing. I want to find out your take. You just mentioned that this policy is to strengthen local economies. Meanwhile, you are the same person who said that this policy is breaking down local industries. So I'm trying to find the balance
I have
here.
never said so that it will break down local industries.
But you said that
You said so.
earlier.
Local industries.
You said that.
I said it.
You said the policy you introduced is rather destroying industries.
That is when
That is what you said.
Mustafa,
I didn't
please.
say so.
Alex, what did you say?
I am saying that this policy, rather, the review of it, where we are going to select certain products that we cannot produce in the country very well, the policy will still apply to them. But those that the country is able to produce very well, it is not going to apply to them, so that the local industry will have the opportunity, so that when they produce those things, they can have competition for it.
So in
the
that
country.
sense, a review would empower the local.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Right.
That is what I mean. Probably it's a matter of semantics. So moving forward, I am saying that no matter what it is, there's no way these NDC friends of ours are going to see any positivity in this thing. But trust me, the wisdom in this thing will be realized once we start implementing it in 2022 when it is rolled out to the good people of Ghana. So let us be rest assured.
Don't you think the review should be presented before a rollout?
I mean, consultations are still underway, and definitely we'll get there.
Right.
Because this budget is for 2022, not 2021, where we are in now. It's for 2022. So definitely, consultations and what have you are going on. So whatever it is, we are going to get there, and then the policy will take its shape, and you will realize that no, the local industry have been empowered. People are going to once the local industry is empowered, a lot of people is going to expand. A lot of people who are sitting in the house who don't have job will get access to get employed in those industries, and we are going to get the taxes that we need from them in order to develop this country.
All right. So
Reginald,
he still has some time. So let's quickly make use of that time. I gave you 10 solid minutes. I'm giving him the same. But if you've wrapped up on
he's wrapped up.
Let's jump on to the 1.75% taxes on electronic money transactions. Now, I remember. Let me quickly take this one. I remember in 2020 last year, somewhere around August, the vice president, and I'm quoting from Ghana Web, He says that I don't believe mobile money should be taxed. This is the vice president. He says that he does not think mobile money should be taxed beyond the corporate taxes the telcos already pay on their mobile money ending. So already the telcos are paying these taxes on their mobile money. The individual who is transacting is also paying a fee on these transactions, and then we come up with a 1.75%. Meanwhile, scrapping of road tolls. I mean, where is the balance? What are we doing to the ordinary Ghanaian?
We are enlarging the tax base.
Now, who is supposed to pay tax in the country?
All of us are supposed to pay tax in the country,
including students, the young.
All of us are supposed to pay tax in the country.
I mean,
once you transact any form of business, that you are supposed to pay tax on.
What businesses are students transacting?
If they don't transact any business, they will not pay any tax. So if any student is paying any tax, it means the student is transacting
if my mother sends me money that is perhaps above 3,000 for my school fees. Now, look, see how things are currently.
So is it you who will pay? I mean, the student you are going to withdraw. Is it you who will pay? Is a sender that pays, and not you.
I'm not
the
done.
Student,
if you would listen to me, yes. So you know the ripple effects of these things. If I'm going to pay 1.75% of 3,000, do the maths. How would that affect my pocket money as well? Now, how would that affect the livelihood of my parents who are struggling to take me to school as well?
No, your question was that is a student.
I didn't finish. I didn't land on my question.
Yeah, for that one, I don't think
so. Now, this is the essence of my question. The rippling effect on those people who are transacting the business.
The rippling effect is that at the end of the day, they will pay. When they pay, the government is going to get something from the taxes that they pay on that. And those are the taxes.
For what?
Those are the taxes that will be used to construct your roads. Those are the taxes.
Roads?
The roads.
Have you been to Ayimensa?
Don't you move on roads?
Have you been to
Those
Ayimensa?
are the taxes that will be used to construct your roads.
Alex,
those are the taxes that will be used.
The essence of the
excuse me, let me finish. Those are the taxes that will be used to pay to connect your electricity to places where they are. Those are the taxes that will be used to build schools. Those are the taxes that will be used to build hospitals.
Alex, relax.
Those are taxes that will be used to pay doctors. Those are taxes that will be used to do. A lot of things.
Alex, relax. Are you aware that when we buy a prepaid, we are taxed? Are you aware?
Yeah, I'm aware.
So how come another form of tax from somewhere?
But you see, we don't pay.
We would have to go into some of these things now. How long have we paid road tolls as Ghanaians, as commuters?
I think it's been for a very long time.
It's been there for a very long time. Have you been to Ayimensa?
I've not been there.
You've not been there recently. Maybe you
but
don't.
One thing.
Go to Ayimensa and see the size of potholes right in front of the toll booths. In front of the toll booths. Yeah. We have not been able to implement the essence of the toll booths in the roads, and now we are going to tax one money transaction and break it down into cyber security, break it down into road construction, break it down into what other things are there. I think they are in there. But I've given you just about two of them.
Yeah.
We are breaking them down about into 4 or 5. Meanwhile, one sector that was supposed to see to one area, toll booths, road tolls for road construction, for maintenance of roads. We've not been able to bring that to fruition.
It's good you asked us a question.
Thank you.
Meaning that we cannot be doing the same thing over the same time period and expect a different result from it. So just as you have asked me, since we started tolling our roads since time immemorial, and we still have those problems, it means that we should have another way of doing things. Probably that new way of doing things could solve that problem. So we cannot be. That is an e-levy.
Have we thought about the implementation?
That is an e-levy. That is an e-levy.
I think Alex has not.
Hold on. It will get to your time. Trust me, it will get to your time.
Charlie,
Alex, let's hear you.
That is an e-levy that is going to do, because we cannot be repeating the same thing over and over again and expect a different result from it. So you've asked a question that since when did we start paying toll? You as myself, we cannot even backdate our minds as to when we started. But one thing that we know is that we've been paying road tolls for a very long period of time. Yes, still we have potholes right in front of some of these toll booths. Yes, still we have our roads which are degenerated. Yes, still. So we continue doing the same thing and we still have this thing. So if a government of the day is saying that no, let us devise another means of getting revenue, getting money in order to solve some of these problems, and you say it is wrong. I don't think. I don't know where you are coming from.
I didn't say it.
I don't know where you are coming from.
Asking you.
But the fact of the issue is that now that we are doing a different thing altogether, let us see that after its implementation, after a while, whether we're still going to see the same problem that when we're taking the toll we were having.
So you spoke about doing things differently.
Yeah.
Now I want to find out how different would this be. Is it not the same mobilization of funds going to one sector and nothing being done? Is it not? Doesn't this indicate an issue of mismanagement or perhaps lack of trust in the system?
I don't see it as such at all.
Now finally, I want to find out from you.
Yeah.
We are in an era of digitalization.
Yeah.
All right. Now, digitalization, it goes along with the Ghana card, blah, 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 and what have you. Don't you think that in an era where we are digitalizing almost everything, that perhaps road tolls should rather be digitalized, such that you get there, if you have your Ghana card, which is at the center of this entire digitalization, you present it, they scan, whatever amount is taken from wherever, and then you move, so that the issue of the funds not getting to where it's supposed to get to from the toll booths would have been solved.
You see, taxes, when they are paid, should be equitably paid. Now, we're living in a country where we have toll booths at certain places of our towns and communities. Now, if I live here in La, is that okay? I own a car. All my activities are centered around Central Accra.
So what do? You build more?
All my are centered around Central Accra. I don't use the Kaswa, this thing. I don't use the motorway. I don't use. Look at the people who live in East Legon. Look at the people who live in Cantonment.
So what I'm saying
How
is
often do they go there? So at the end of the day, all these people don't pay any road toll.
So what do you
Meanwhile, those are the places that when you go, you see the asphalt roads, you see the nice gutters, you see, and you ask yourself, why is it that people that the vulnerable who rather passes through this toll booth, they don't get such roads? So if at the end of the day, the wisdom of the government is that you should encompass everybody who, whether you use the toll or you don't use the toll, you still have to pay for the usage of the road that you are using as a result of this. I don't think it is anything that is bad.
Well, let me speak to Mustafa. Mustafa, so 1.75%. You started to speak on that before I went to Alex. Now is the time.
You see, I'm starting this morning because this discussion is all over. The man who does not have a car and walks, Alex is saying that we have scrapped the road toll so that he pays mobile money taxes so that we fix the road.
Let me come in, please. Remember that the road toll is not from the e-money, but it is rather now when we are going to do your roadworthy. That is where you are going to do. Every car in this country go for their roadworthy this thing.
Alex, so I don't believe what you are saying.
That is what it is.
Alex,
probably you are not aware.
Alex, this is my time.
This is my. Let's pay 1 minute. Yeah. Every car that goes for the road maintenance, that is where you are going to pay something. It will be embedded in it. So at the end of the day, that is where we are going to get it from. It is not part of the levy that we are talking about.
So now we have reduced the amount of revenue that will be collected as a result of this.
We will rather get more from it.
Okay.
We will rather get more from it.
Okay.
Because a lot of cars don't use those these things. So how much do they?
We are looking at frequency. How
we
many
get
times?
We get barely about they say 70 million.
How many times do you go for roadworthy testing? It's okay. Let me speak to Mustafa. Mustafa.
Thank you. All right. You were reprimanding me.
I begged of you.
Thank you.
No, I seek permission.
Unless it's okay.
I seek permission from you, Mustafa.
Unless it's okay.
We are my friend, so why are you doing this?
So you see, my brother here do not understand the taxes as they are implemented. I told you that apart from the e-tax, which has 3 components, the mobile money, the bank transfers, and then the remittance.
Merchant.
So 4, you can add that.
Now, the third one is that all government agencies, their charges, their fee charges are going to increase by 30%. And I cited the DVLE. In fact, insurance is going to go up because they intend to put in the towing and then some parts of road tolls in there. That is the proposal. It is not the case that the e-tax, the mobile money 1.75, that when you even do 1 cedi, you will pay out of it. It is not that tax which is going to pay for our roads. Now, all these road tolls, he made a nice suggestion that taxes should be commensurate to the people who it is due. So if you use SUV, you must pay taxes, road tolls. You must pay to repair the roads and to also develop other roads as well. So I'm saying, if we are doing something, we have to pay commensurate tax to what we earn. Why are we putting everybody? Now I don't drive. So me, who walks or takes seat in somebody's car, I should pay for road tolls. Is that what we are saying? I pay trotro, sit in trotro, taxi, Uber, and all of that. Are we saying that we should rather pay for them? Is that what you're saying? I have already said, now look, I'm looking at a common man. You made a nice preamble that a student who is in school, fees has been paid. Now monies have to be remitted to him to survive at school. Any mobile money transfers which is sent to him would attract 1.75 charges. When he is withdrawing at the merchant, it will attract 1.75.
When it exceeds that 3,000, it's there. Alex, it's there. It's there.
You see,
I'll read
you see,
Mustafa, make your
you
point.
see, it is the
Mustafa,
same
please make your
thing.
point.
Dr. Baumia, he's been toying with our economy. You read it. He said, we are already charging taxes on the telcos already and the merchants. Why are we?
All right. Oh.
Are we going to? Oh, Alex,
Don't worry.
Alex, I kept quiet when you were
Mustafa, please
talking.
make your point. Mustafa, make your point.
Let this discussion be a little decorous.
Mustafa, go on.
Yes.
We are hitting below the belt.
So, like I'm saying, every transaction you do, the students would have to pay. Look, what is more disparaging is that if you have somebody, I mean, there are people who are struggling out there, I mean, outside this country, and they are working hard to make sure they take care of their families over here. I have a friend whose mother is ill, really, really ill, and make sure he works, sleeps 4 hours, take care of her, the mother, and then pay her hospital bills. Monies which are also going to pay for hospital bills through remittances are going to attract 1.75. And this is what we are talking about.
Right. So now let me quickly dish this one in. So the 1.75% shall be borne by the sender, except for inward remittances. And so now I have worked for you, which means that if you are paying me, all right, if you are paying me, I would have to bear the cost of that 1.75%. How much increments did government put on salaries?
See, those are the fine details I was going to come. You understand? Because if you are looking at commodities going up by between 25 and 30%, as by Guta, and even the calculation will tell you, 25%. And income, only our salaries have been increased by 4%. What actually are you doing?
3%.
3%, eh? What actually are we doing to the common man on the street? This is untold hardship. 2022, it is not the NPP, it is not you, It is all of us. Even the man who is on the farm at Edra farming maize is going to suffer this. Already, let me tell you what is happening. You see, I am a poultry farmer as well. 3 days ago, they were anticipating that taxes are going to go up. And so, poultry feed that we buy, now there's no maize in the system. Yes, so poultry feed are up. They're anticipating that the input, some of the input they import. And because of this GRA letter to the finance minister, which is to be implemented on the 15th of this month, they have increased feed prices. It was 174, now it is 177, 3 cities up. This is only a glimpse of what we are going to see in 2022. I don't know what our projections are. The economic management team are now backtracking because we have moved away from realities. Now, in 2020, our economy is going to be like a behavioral economy. Behavioral economy simply means that when you go and buy something and there's one city is up on it, he will come and put that 1 cedi and your margin on it and sell. So that is how it's going to happen because of the taxes that is being lumped on our heads. Look, I see this budget as a terrible implementation of budget ever in the history of Ghana. Right. Compare this budget with the last year's budget. What was the revenue target for the last year budget? This year, even as they are scrapping Roto brings about 7 billion. 72. It is 72. Yeah, 72 million. Yeah. As they are scrapping that, okay. We are looking. Where are we looking at getting those monies? Is it from the new taxes that we have already said we are going to collect? Okay. Now let me tell you what the ramifications are going to be. Yes. Now, because when I transfer about 10,000 to you, I'm going to pay 1,750. If I can take the money to you through taxi, I'll do that and save that money.
No, 1.75% wouldn't amount.
No, 10,000. Look at it.
If you're sending me 10,000.
Yes.
Okay.
10,000.
Okay.
It's 1,750.
Right. 10,000.
So I'd rather want to drive in my car with the 10,000 and come and give you the money, so that I save about 1,000 if I have to pay even 750 cedis for transport. Now, we will not be doing those electronic transfers any longer, because if I have to transfer money, about 1 million Ghana cedis to you for goods, I mean in Ghana, and I have to pay 1.75, it is about 175,000 Ghana cedis. I would rather want to bring the money to you.
Right.
So this is where we are going. It is going to discourage electronic transfers.
Thank you. Alex, when you heard about this taxes, what came into your mind? Remember where we've come from as a nation. You know, we used to transactions before mobile money came, the banks were at it. But mobile money even made it more feasible. And we have seen the amounts that mobile money alone rakes at the end of the year. This year, it has been about 500 billion Ghana cedis. Now, Mustafa cited an example from Spain, and we don't need an example from Spain. We don't need I don't know, but we don't need serious scientists to come and tell us what the repercussion of this would be. Fine, you would want to tax because you're seeing that it's generating a lot. But what would you be doing to the sector, to the people? Are you encouraging them or you're discouraging them?
I think that the NPP government is a government that believes in this electronic transaction thing. And then if you compare government that have put so much into it, you cannot relegate the MPP to the back door, because we have been at the forefront of this mobile money, the mobile money interoperability and what have you. We have been at it. So there will not be an occasion, there will not be a reason why we would like to collapse such a laudable idea that we are implementing. The essence of this, when the NDC people talk, sometimes I try to understand.
Let's forget what the NDC people are saying.
Because at one vein, you said no, we don't need more taxes in the system. When taxes are removed, toll tax has been removed, you have a problem with that. And you know the effect that is going to have on us. Now, one, congestion on our road is going to reduce.
That one's certain.
Certainly,
yeah,
it's going to reduce.
It's not
productivity is going to increase. Once productivity
what are we talking about?
Congestion
because of roto.
He's speaking about that.
We could have looked at the alternative.
Exactly.
My brother.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
That is why I provided the alternative.
What are you talking about?
Alternative.
My brother.
It is simple.
Very
simple.
Hold on.
Very simple.
I'll be applying this road, this motorway to Adan anytime.
Alex.
Sometimes it has to take me as long as 10 minutes before just to queue in order to.
So you think that? No, I want to ask a simple. You think that? Listen. You think that the best way, okay, to curb traffic and time spent in getting through the motorway is to abolish the motorway.
It is another way.
I'm asking. Is it the best option?
Yes.
What are we talking about? Even developed countries don't do this. What are you talking about?
I think once we have not expanded our road network, we have not dualized our roads and what have you. Currently, the best way we can ease traffic on our road is through this one.
But those toll booths that we are talking about, the roads are dualized. What are you talking about?
I also want to ask questions, Mr. Please. Alex,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised with what the things you're saying.
Utilizing the toll booths that you get there and just
simple. In other jurisdictions, that is what is done. It is not rocket science.
Mustafa, I beg you.
Okay, thank you.
Alex, how can you say that removing toll booths is one of those measures to ease in traffic?
But is that not so? This morning, I was watching one of your sister stations.
Sustainably.
And on the motorway, early in the morning, around that time that they were showing, by that time you would have seen a queue on the motorway. But today,
you
there was nothing like that. There was a free flow of traffic. There was free flow of traffic, and those are the things that we are talking about.
Let me share
so one way of decongestion our road is through this one. I think it is one way of
through. I'm saying that the best way in decongesting our roads is to abolish road tax.
Mustafa, I beg you. Alex, you know why you were complaining about the time we started the program? You know why? Let me tell you. As at 12 a.m., the toll booth in Kaswa had been, closed down, so cars were flowing freely. But on my way, there was no traffic. Like nothing has changed.
There's no toll.
Well,
there's no toll.
Over there, at that is when we were coming. If you had been coming from around that time, I'm saying at the toll, you would have been in a queue in order to. But you jump that one and to meet this one, which will also be there. Even the toll was there, this one will also be there. It means that you are going to engage in double traffic. Now you were engaging just one traffic. Is that not the case? So this congestion is going to. Then again, the time that you spend, you could have used that time in other productive way. It's a way of. It is going to reduce pollution around the environment.
Oh my God!
Because once you start in traffic, there is a lot of pollutants that comes out. I mean, you see the dangers attached to some of these things. We have I do appreciate of the fact that sometimes there are hawkers who take advantage of this traffic and hawk around this time. Today, you are going to, as the tolls are not there, you deprive them of their this thing. But there are better ways of selling rather than being on the street, running, endangering your life and what have you. So I appreciate strongly that this is a way, this way of removing the toll tax is going to have a positive impact on our economy.
And the positive impact is what?
The positive impact is what I've highlighted.
Reginald, you see, let me give them.
Moving forward.
He shouldn't have the final word.
But who said I'm making the final word? Who said I'm making the final word?
Alex, quickly wrap up. So your final contribution is that the scrapping off of the road tolls is going to bring what? Productivity?
It's going to increase productivity. It is true. It is going to make the decongest our road in terms of traffic and what have you. It's going to remove some of those things around. Then again, in this budget, there were several things. I think
we'll wrap up on that one.
We'll move on to the employment opportunities that are available to the youth in the budget.
Speak about that. There's tomorrow to touch on that as well. So
we'll touch on that on some enormous this
Alex, thank you very much for your time.
So at the end of the day,
I'm grateful. You've been speaking very well for the New Patriotic Party. Mustafa,
you've
been speaking very well for the National Democratic Congress.
But I have not finished.
We are grateful for your time this morning. We pray that when we come in tomorrow, we can perhaps digest more on this one. All right, Mustafa, my producer said I should give you 1 minute briefly.
I will also tell the producer. I also take.
Thank you. You see, I also take the NPP is bankrupt of ideas.
Okay. So Mustafa came early. That's why my producer said he came
bankrupt of ideas simply because you see, if it's because of traffic at the toll booth. That is why we are letting about 700 million go waste.
It is not going because we are going to receive them from other
places. Then I'm sorry to say that we are not moving on as a nation, a developing nation. World over, in America, UK, they collect road tolls. And there are simple technologies. Or you can take enumeration of the people who are coming from where the road tolls are. And then you can give them cards. When they get there are sensors which would pick their car numbers, and then it takes it away from their card, and then they move.
It happens in South Africa as well.
It just goes like that.
So those cameras that you see they are not just for security as well, but helps in taxation.
Yes, it is as simple as that.
Alex, next time we are going to South Africa, I'll take you.
I mean,
Mustafa, thank you very much. Alex, we will go to South Africa.
Well, we should have enough time to discuss the budget because you see,
all right.
I don't know what for this. I can't really hear you. Let me. All right, Mustafa, thank you very much. Alex, thank you very much. And come December, I'm not blabbing. Come December, we'll be going to South Africa, so you can contact Adoatv for that one. And guys, you should enroll on that. We are grateful for your time. Many thanks to you for watching AM Ghana this morning, and we sincerely apologize once again for the delay in the transmission. However, it's been a great discussion so far. The budget would continue to raise a lot of concerns, and as and when they come, we'll also have those conversations so that we cement the confusion or whatever concerns we have. My name is Reginald Adi. I'll see you tomorrow, and have a lovely day. Have a lovely day. I'll see you.